Hello everyone, and as per our today's agenda, we are doing the presentation. Okay, this presentation is not done by me. Okay, this has to be done by the students. Whatever they have learned in the last month journey. Okay, whatever they have learned with me, yes, they are going to present in front of everyone. Okay, so the first opportunity came to Ankit. Hi Ankit, you can take the screen. I'm stopping my screen, and you can share your own screen. Go ahead.
Sir, it's visible?
Yes, it's visible. Go ahead. Cool.
Yes, sir. Sir, 1 minute. Yes. My topic is what is cloud? The term cloud it refers to a network or internet, and in other words, we can say that cloud is something which is present at remote location, and cloud can provide services over public and private networks, i.e., WAN, LAN, or VPN. Means we can say that cloud is means on cloud we runs various services like IaaS, PAAS, and software as a service, and also applications such as email, web conferencing, customer relationship management execute on cloud. And now, what is cloud computing? The cloud computing it refers to the manipulating, configuring, and accessing the hardware and software resources remotely. And it offers online data storage, infrastructure, and application. And it's the architecture of the cloud means it contains infrastructure, storage, and applications. So anyone access that things cloud means virtually. Okay, and this is cloud computing offers platform independency as the software is not required to be installed locally on the PC. And why we use the cloud? Some of the main reasons to use the cloud are convenience and reliability. For example, if you have ever used a web-based email service such as Gmail or Yahoo Mail, you have already used the cloud. All of the emails in a web-based service are stored on servers rather than on your computer's hard drive. Hard drive. This means you can access your email from any computer with an internet connection, and it also means you will be able to recover your emails if something happens to your computer. Okay, so first part is complete, and now what is DevOps? And the term DevOps it was introduced by combining software development and operations, and the aforesaid term was coined by Patrick Debye in 2009 to make way for quick and effective delivery of software updates, bug fixes, and features. Means DevOps means it's the combination of development and operations. Means DevOps are the engineers who take the responsibility of developer as well as operations people, and it works as the middle in between the developer and operations. So it makes the work easy of both developer and operations as well. And different people have different versions of the definition of DevOps. To some, it is standard or a method. To many, it is an integrated culture in the IT world. No matter how you choose to define DevOps, it is imperative to understand how to go about the DevOps journey to reap its benefits. And why DevOps? How does DevOps work? So, DevOps essentially is an approach or a work culture, and it's implemented by the right amalgamation of collaboration, automation, integration, continuous delivery, testing, and supervising. And this is the DevOps life cycle. Means there are many phases from continuous integration to deploy, then operate, then continuous feedback, then plan, then build. And here various tools are there. Means Jenkins, JMeter, JUnit, and GitLab. So these are the some developer tools like Docker, and Jenkins is used for continuous integration. These are the developer DevOps tools. And what are the advantage of DevOps? Means this is reduced risk of change, continuous delivery, innovation, business agility, quality, enabling business, digital transformation, collaboration between teams, defects correction, improved effectiveness, stable operating environment, faster delivery, and optimizing the process. And now there are some models in the cloud concept, and there are two models like deployment model and another one is service model. So deployment model, it means it defines the type of access to the cloud, i.e. how the cloud is located. Cloud can have any of the four type of access like public, private, hybrid and community. So these are the four types of cloud. And what is public cloud? The public cloud allows systems and services to be easily accessible to the general public, and public cloud may be less secure because of its openness. Private cloud, it allows systems and services to be accessible within an organization, and it is more secure because of its private nature. And another cloud is community. Community cloud allows systems and services to be accessible by a group of organizations. And hybrid cloud, it is a mixture of public and private cloud in which the critical activities are performed using private cloud, while the non-critical activities are performed using public cloud. And there is another model, means service models. So cloud computing, it is based on service models. These are categorized into three basic service models, which are infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. There is anything as a service also. It is yet another service model which includes network as a service, business as a service, identity as a service, database as a service, or strategy as a service. And now the infrastructure as a service, it is the most basic level of service. Each of the service models inherit the security and management mechanism from the underlying model as shown in the following diagram. Means there are three types of service models like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and application as a service. So for in infrastructure as a service, the example for that, it's virtual machines, servers, storage networks, and platform as a service means the database, web server, deployment tools, and application as a service means software as a service. There is examples like the CRM, email, games, virtual desktop, and this.
Ankit, can you give the example related to AWS also in all these three?
Yes, sir. It's a infrastructure as a no platform as a service.
No, what is infrastructure service name in AWS?
Sir, it's EC2 instance.
Correct. Yes, EC2.
Yes, yes.
S3.
And in cloud, in Google, it's virtual machine.
Virtual instance. Cool. You know the Google Cloud as well. Cool. Basket
Yes,
is the S3. Very similar to the S3. There is a basket is into the IAS. Okay. Wait. Platform as a service. Example. Guys, others help Ankit also. What is platform as a service in AWS?
Sir, it's a database.
Yeah, Redis is
RDS.
Redis, RDS. Okay, yeah. Cool. Good. Okay. Now what is SS?
It's a software as a service.
Correct. Something will be there. CloudWatch, directly we are using it. We don't have to do anything, right?
Yeah, monitoring
setup.
Monitoring setup and that SaaS notification.
Correct. SNS.
SNS.
Yes, SNS.
Alarms. Okay. These are directly as a service. We don't have to develop anything. We don't have to decide CPU, memory, platform. We are directly using it. Cool. Good. Guys, if you are learning anything, compare with AWS GCP. Then you will always remember it. Okay. Make your own example, because see, if I will give the example, you may be able to remember for couple of months or couple of years. But if you will develop the example, it will be always. Go ahead. Cool. Very good, Ankit. Go ahead. Continue.
Yes, sir. And sir, there is also one service, function as a service.
Correct. Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
What is that? Little bit, one line for that.
Sir, actually, I not remembered, but
Okay,
I
correct.
read.
I will tell. I
Yes,
will
yes,
tell. Okay. See,
yes, sir.
function as a service. What exactly happen? There is a directly function as a service means we can define or we can create a function. In the function, directly code will be there who will execute and perform the activity. The example is Lambda functions. Okay. Or in Google Cloud, there is a function as a service, or what we can say, I forgot the name, but functions. There is a Google functions kind of thing is there, which we can use it directly code and it will perform the activity. There
I
is a
think
one.
it's serverless.
Yeah,
Correct.
sorry
It
to
will,
interrupt because is it like easy to use the data or
no, no,
anything
no.
like?
No. It's directly a single function which has a code. With the help of code, it will provision the infrastructure. Okay, means it can come as a serverless service as well. Okay,
Like cloud formation or?
not cloud formation. Cloud formation again, it's a different part. Okay, it's a Lambda function. You can search into the AWS. There is a Lambda function. Okay, there is a small code. With the help of that code, we can perform the activity. That is come as a function as a service. There is one more as a service. Okay, container as a service. What is that?
Yeah, Docker is there, right? We can.
Docker, Kubernetes. Okay, container as a service. Okay, we are creating a containers and we are using as a service. Cool. Go ahead. Continue.
Yes, sir. Sir, after that, there is benefits of the cloud. So its benefits are application as utilities over internet, manipulate and configure apps online, no software required, online development and deployment tools, resource available on network, on-demand self-service, cost-effective, and high efficiency, reliability, and flexibility. So yes, sir.
Cool. Nice. Good. Okay, Ankit, I'm very happy with you. Okay, you are completely from the non-technical background, right?
Sir, actually, I am from the technical background, but after that, I have completed MBA.
Okay. Yeah,
And-
MBA. Then it's become a non-technical, right? Now
Yes,
we
sir,
will
yes,
make
sir.
it again technical. Okay.
Yes,
Good.
sir. Again,
Okay.
I am in
Yeah.
technical.
Start
Yes, sir.
journey. Okay. Come into the next presentation also. Okay. Cool.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. Thanks for this. Okay.
Thank you,
And
sir.
let me share my screen. Cool. I given the rating also. He brings some extra keywords or extra information. So I given the extra rating. Okay. Cool. Shivam, hope you are ready. Developer. I want to know, we want to know what developers are doing except writing the code. We know you are writing the code. We are not interested to learn the coding, but what else things you are doing? What will be your main roles and responsibility? What primarily work you are doing? Okay.
Okay.
Cool, Shivam. You can, I'm stopping the screen. You can take it if you want.
I don't have PPTs.
Okay, no
I will
worries,
just
no worries.
explain like that.
Cool. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, we developer are assigned with tickets. Like maybe there will be a new code we need to write, or there will be problem tickets, like some issue with the existing code. So these two kind of tasks we will be working on. So whatever I'm explaining, maybe tools are different from project to project, and because we are working in mainframe, so we are using very old tools, but process remains always same. Like we are coding, testing, and deploying. These all things remain same. So like starting of the ticket, tickets will be assigned to us with a ticketing tool called ServiceNow. Like there are other like Jira and all. So we are using ServiceNow. So in the starting of the ticket, we are having some business analyst. They will be analyzing the requirement, and they will be like all the system, they are having great knowledge. So they will be analyzing which area these changes are required. So all that business part they will do, and they will upload it to ServiceNow. Then we developers will take that information from ServiceNow, like what is the business requirement. So according to the business requirement, we will do our technical analysis, like our system technical side, code side, what all changes required, which all area. So after getting that business information, we will provide it, we will prepare a design, like this part, this code changes needed, or some new code is required. So all that we will prepare a design, like current system is supporting this, what our modified system will support. Like that we will prepare a complete design, and we will send it for review. So once that design is approved, that they will say, okay, we are ready for this changes. So we will start our coding. So that coding we will do, once coding is completed, then that version control tool comes in the picture here. That we will upload our changes to version control tool.
Correct.
So whenever some changes are there, maybe we want to, we have a single program. Maybe we have done multiple changes and we are having maybe 10 or 20 version of it.
Correct.
Then we can go to any version and we can see particular line of code, which code was added in that particular version. So we are using a tool called Endeavor. Maybe no one is aware about that, but like GitHub, same like GitHub, we are using Endeavor for that version controlling. So once our coding is completed, we will send it for review that whether this code looks good. So and after that coding, that review comes, we are doing compiling and building like for other like Java, .NET and on. So we are also doing like same compile, link, and we are creating an executable we call load.
Correct.
We are preparing a load for it. That is the executable form of the code. So compile and links comes in the picture. Then after getting that load, we can run some unit test cases using that load. We will prepare some of our own unit test cases. So we will just see that whether our job is working fine, whether our code is working fine or not. So once that unit testing is completed, we will move our code to the testing team. So they will also prepare some test cases. They will do some unit testing. So we are having some 4 regions like unit, then test, then implementation, then production region. Unit region, we are working, developers are working in unit region. Then once it will go from unit region to test region, where testing teams comes in the picture. They will do the testing. They will give the green signal that okay, everything looks good. Then we will move it to implementation. Implementation is kind of similar to the production. They are having some set of already defined cases. They will run every time. They will run that. Like it's similar to production, how it will be going to run the production. So once it is passed from implementation phase, then it will be deployed to the production. There are some particular dates every month, release date. So that particular day, our code changes will be moved to production. So that's all complete cycle we follow.
Correct. Shivam, I have one question. Do you
Yes.
really want to, do you really like to work into the maintenance or IT support, into the night deployments? Developers like it or not to work into the maintenance part or deployment part, or any issues come, call to the developer. This developer like it to work into this place or not?
Like you are saying, the other part developer like to work.
Apart from development, okay, your development is your core part, right? But
Yeah.
see, let's assume in the night some production level issues came, okay, and they are calling, sir, developer, can you come and fix it this part? Do you like this type of work or not?
Yeah, actually, we are doing production support also sometimes.
Okay.
So that like morning 6:30 we will start supporting that. So issues will come that time. We need to fix. We are having a fixed SLA for that, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Okay.
So immediately we have to fix and we need to make it run everything. Our batch cycles are running.
Okay. So see, now you haven't understood my question. Okay. My question was into the another way. Developer has their own responsibility for writing a code and activities, right? Writing
Yes.
a code, delivery, innovation. This is your part, right? But
Yes.
see, if someone will pull into the operation activities, this will be extra for you, right? And developers, I feel developers don't like to come into the
Definitely
right?
will not like. This is not our job. We will say.
Correct. You will straightforward say, or you will not pick the call, or you will not come until
We will just see for 5-10 minutes. We will see. It's not our responsibility.
Correct. Okay, you will not come into this place. Okay.
Yes,
So guys,
yes.
there is a problem. Okay, developers don't like to come into this environment. That's why DevOps people will come into this place. Chalo, cool. Thanks, Shivam. Okay. Guys,
Okay,
anyone
thank
want
you.
to ask any question with Shivam? Go ahead. Open chance. Talk with Shivam. Ask the question if you have anything. Or all good.
Sir, what is your ticket system? Means I not knowing about that. What is ticket? Means starting.
Ticket is like a unit of work. Whatever work we are getting, that is called ticket. like some coding part came to us. This
Okay.
piece of code you need to code. Like in the class, Vikas gave few examples, like we are creating a watch, someone is doing second part, someone is doing hour part, someone is doing a minute, like that. Different coding is there. So each unit is kind of ticket. It is assigned to me. Maybe one minute part is assigned to you, and some second part is assigned to someone else. So these are kind of small tickets assigned to everyone.
Okay, so it's a part of developer or anyone, or I mean, so anyone. It's
to anyone, Ankit, like
okay.
production support, yeah, for anything, any information, any client related, any production related. It is a task
Okay.
to the
Everyone is
particular
getting
resource.
whatever team is
It
there.
is a task ticketing tool. So for in between the team, it will distribute. Okay, whoever will take which task and all, according to the scope of work, ticket will distribute among the assigned group.
Whether it's a
Okay.
development team, it's a QA team or production support team, everyone is getting a ticket. That
Yeah,
is kind of
monitoring
work they
team,
are getting.
one knock team is there who any server related issue. I'm working in a cloud infra, so any server related issue, any request client is needed, any server CPU related, memory related, any of the thing, if any alert is coming in monitoring tool, so the monitoring team will raise a ticket and they will assign it to particular team. So it is
Okay.
a task.
Yes.
So basically, ticketing a ticket is used to calculate your effort estimations, how much hours you have put to close any incident or any task or any story or anything. Because every employee is getting paid as per the hours. So how much hours he have spent for any story or task to calculate that they need something system or some ticket where they can track it. Yeah, this person have worked on this task. Yeah, he's uh, actually add some values into a system basically like that.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So I would
you can
like to
say
add
like it
few
is
points here as well. We have a software name such as Zira, where we are able to create a ticket with different requirement specification for like if you're working on the agile technology, right? Like methodology. So in that case, there can be any number of person working within a team or a board. So that can be another configuration or a QA person. So creating ticket with the specified task or the development thing can also notify that the next person, like what is the status of that development. Okay, based on the refinement, we story point the ticket, like it can be of 2 or 1. So these 1 or 2 points actually specify like the amount of effort and the time that development might take, okay, in order to make it work. So with this application such as Zira and all, we can have a clear view without uh, being contact with that particular configurator or any QA person. In the Jira, there is some states like status, like code review in progress, peer review in progress, and in the QA or in the development. Okay, so these are some things which is beneficial with this ticket, creating ticket in Jira.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope you have seen my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
I uploaded some videos, okay, related to the Scrum, Jira, ticketing, how the system works. Okay, those people who are not at all aware about anything and they have 1 hour, watch this video. It will be clearing your all questions. Okay. Cool.
And
Yes,
if
sir.
anyone have any question related to Jira, so I'm very like I'm ready to give you a training on Jira because I have a very good knowledge on Jira.
Shivam, then Shubhanshu, then 15 minutes or half an hour, we will plan it and you can explain it everything. Okay.
Even from the installation to all those things, everything I can explain.
Cool. Nice. Nice. This is only I want. Okay. Help each other. This is only what I want. Okay. Why I'm bringing others, developers, QA people upfront, because if you have experience, give the benefit to the others. Okay. And I do have everything. I will share it. Okay. And yeah, Shubhanshu, we will schedule it half an hour session with you. Okay. And you can help everyone. Nice.
Sure.
Thanks. Shubhanshu, very good. Okay, you have come up in front. And Shivam, yes, your information is really helpful for people who really don't know what exactly the development environment is. Nice. Chalo. Rajesh, you are here.
I am here, Vikas.
Cool. Rajesh, now it's your turn. You want a screen or not?
I will share the screen.
Okay, cool. Then I am stopping it. You can take the screen. Okay. Shivam, Rajesh, your part is QA roles and responsibility. How you can first give the information about your testing team, what exactly you are doing, how you are doing the activities, and then you can, if possible, if you are able to give the answer, how you are feeling that you can move into the DevOps. Okay, because QA people are very close to come into the DevOps. Okay, if you know this answer, give it. Otherwise, I will give. Okay.
Yeah, Vikas. Sure.
Continue.
Myself, Rajesh. Today, I'm here to explain the QA process and roles and responsibilities, how the QA team used to handle the things in the software development lifecycle. 1 second, something got hanged. Yeah. Here, as Shivam explained in last, previously, like there are different stages in software development lifecycle. And this testing is one of the stages in which we will be validating the application, whether we are developing the application in right manner, and we are verifying whether we are following the process in a right manner. Actually, by adding testing in any software development lifecycle, it adds value to the product by finding the errors and defects in early stage of development lifecycle, due to which the budget or any everything necessary issues will be fixed in the early stage, and it can be added value to the project or application development, I can say. As I mentioned in the slide, like it can add not only value, it can be add value that customers are very satisfied because we are going in a right track, and we can find if there are any deviations in the development approach, we can correct it then and there when in early stage of development. And coming to the life cycle, there is a life cycle in testing as well. Software testing life cycle, we call it like here it is segregated into different stages. As in development life cycle, we have same life cycle in any kind of methodology. We have to follow these stages in software testing life cycle. In here, as I mentioned, the requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, and test environment and setup, and test case execution and test closure. These are different stages, I can say. Whenever any requirement or any application is supposed to be developed, there are different stages or the different methodologies they import and they follow in order to develop any application. In the similar fashion, how the developers used to get the user stories for development purpose, in software testing, as testers also will get those user stories assigned to them in order to design the test cases, how the following requirement or use case has to be verified or validated as per the requirement specified mentioned in the requirement specification document. In requirement analysis phase, we will analyze the requirement provided in the requirement document, and we will we will clarify the doubts, what are the items to be verified and all. We will get all the clarifications done by necessary concerned team members like business architects or solution architects during that period of time, during that stage. In test planning phase, like we will be analyzing what are the in-scope and out-scope items, and which environment, what is the infra we will be getting to validate this application, validate the application, and what are the necessary timelines we will be having, and what is the estimate necessary, and during which time period we will be getting the what user stories we will be getting to validate and all. In test case development phase, this is one of the crucial phase, I can say. These are here there are different test case development approaches we will follow, like either in manual testing front we can validate the application, either in automation by using Selenium we can design the test scripts. Either way we can develop the test scripts, I can say. Test case is nothing but a step of instructions in order to validate any of the user story, which are supposed to, we will compare the actual and expected results, whether expected results are fetching from the developed code by the developed code by the developers. I mean, whatever the user story, suppose it has to show some button has to work in such a manner, it has to work in such a manner as specified by in the requirement document. If it is not matching and if it is showing any error or system is getting crashed because on click of some action, some user action on the application, either it's web page or backend, whatever maybe the code, it has to work as per the design specification. If it is not matching as per the expected condition, it is not meeting the requirement criteria. And environment setup is like there even that once the code is been developed, it will be pushed or deployed into the QA instance. There will be separate, as developers have the developer instance in every project. Mostly there will be there will be an instance for QA members as well. Here we will be validating the things and we will be ensuring it is the same replica we have as in production, because we should not see any gaps in between QA instance and the production, because whatever code it is working fine in QA, we can rely and we will be confident that the same behavior it will show in production as well. And major thing is like test case execution is whatever test cases we have designed in test case development phase or test design phase, we will be executing those test cases either in manual way or in via Selenium, Selenium test scripts or any other test automation tool in which we have developed the test scripts. And test closure, this is the exit criteria. I can say there will be some or other user stories may not or be developed in certain planned timeline, or maybe deferred, or maybe dependent with some user stories or some other functionalities. Considering all the impacts, and we will be providing all the impact analysis as well, whether all the sprint finalized or scoped items are being verified successfully with all the valid scenarios, negative, positive scenarios has been validated, and we will provide a QA sign off from our end. And once the QA sign off has been provided, the application is not, as a tester, I can say any application cannot be 100% tested. There might be some issues either from infra and either from whatever may be reason. There might be some exceptional cases encountered at any point of stage, but by adding testing into any development of software development lifecycle, it will definitely add an advantage. Yeah. This is the roles and responsibilities I can say. And the next question coming here is like how the testers can move to the DevOps roles. As I mentioned, like currently in DevOps tools, in the DevOps lifecycle, there are different frameworks in place, like BDD approaches currently most of the projects. BDD approach in the sense behavior driven development. Earlier, the software development is going in such a manner like first we will have requirements in place, again there will be code development, again it will be testing, again it will be like moved to business users will be testing, again it will be moved to production. But in recent times, in last few years, there is a new approach has been put in place, like first the requirements will be developed, even though requirements are developed in such a manner like behavior of application has been behavior of application has been written in a requirement phase itself, how it has to behave in at what stage for what user action it has to be behave like. Here behavior driven approach is in this approach, first of all we will have requirements in different as I can say there is one kind of framework like Cucumber framework, in which requirements are written in keywords like given conditions. It is a precondition when the user action has to be then what is the expected outcome has to be there. The scripts are being developed in such a keyword format in Cucumber framework. This application is designed application has been designed in using those keywords, due to which application code has to be satisfied as per the behavior of the framework design. I am get confused here, but
no worries. Right? Don't get
much
deep.
Otherwise,
what student will feel testing is very tough. Okay.
No. I will add last one point and I will close it. Here whatever the DevOps lifecycle currently if you have one, the major applicants are following behavioral driven approach in which the application behavior has been decided in requirement phase itself, and the test scripts are developed then after, and the code has been written in order to satisfy the test scripts. In order to satisfy the test scripts, in the sense whatever the unit tests currently we are designing or we are creating in pipeline, in DevOps lifecycle, that in the similar fashion, there we will see the unit test has been designed in Selenium, either Selenium or any other automation tool. Majorly like Selenium kind of tool we will be using for designing the unit test as well in current development approach in recent times. So testers are already using one kind of tool like for writing unit test cases. So already a part of DevOps lifecycle, and adding already you are in middle of something in DevOps lifecycle. So we can by adding other tools also, you will be a complete DevOps engineer. I can feel it will add a value to your career, and you can go in advanced level as well.
Rajesh, your answer is very accurate. Okay, you are already into the middle. You are talking with the developers. You are talking with the operations people as well, right? You are dealing with the developer. You are taking something from the developer and you are giving to the operation people. You are already doing a kind of work of DevOps, but you are not implementing DevOps. Okay, means what I want to say that theoretically or in the real time you are already doing the DevOps work, but you are not using some tools, or they are not giving the license to you to do the work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. After, if you will do the same activity with the help of tools, yes, you are the official DevOps engineer. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, guys. Anyone has any question with Rajesh? You can ask.
Yeah, Rajesh, Saifur here. Rajesh, quick query. What is a user story? You mentioned something, and how to pursue that this user story is something you want to do, or exactly what it is, the funda behind it.
Yeah, user story or requirement, change request, all these are the requirements. Requirements we will be logging in different ticketing tools as mentioned. Ticketing tools are platforms, shared platforms like Jira or ALM or somewhere. This is like a requirement gathering. Requirements we will be capturing in a user story what the zones of functionality has to be work and how it has to work in application which you are developing. It will have all the information, whether it has to work in, whether it's a radio button, whether it loads some web page, or whether it has to whatever may be the change, it will be captured in a user story. The events of actions, it will be captured. All the different steps has to be developed. All the different acceptance criteria will be mentioned in this user story. Basically it is like a requirement template, I can say.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Chalo, cool, Rajesh. Thanks for providing this information. This information is really helpful for us. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Let me take the screen back. And the next person is Raj Kamal. Hi, Raj, you are here? Or Raj Kamal or Chef, who want to take? No one? I think Raj Kamal is here. Chef is also here, right?
Yeah. If he is okay, yeah, he can proceed. No issues, because.
Okay, you can collaborate. 2
Yeah.
minutes. 2 minutes. If you miss anything, you can add the point. If you want to do, if let's say Chef, you are here, you can start it. Okay, and Raj Kamal will add the points with you.
Okay. Let me just share my screen once.
Right, you can take the screen.
Yeah.
Yes, cool. We are able to see your screen.
Able to see, right?
Yes.
Much. So basically, every day to day, I am a part of this operations team. So IT operations is a part of area where most of the time I'm spending my day, every day to day work. So basically, what operations is, even when I joined this organization, when I'm working right now, so I didn't have that much area. I'm coming from a engineering background, and after that, I started working just to know how this infrastructure and things works. So basically, I got to know that IT operations basically is a process. They are responsible for your acquiring, designing, and deploying of your configuration, and even maintaining. So a lot of things are a part of it. Like eventually from overall on a high level, if you say that, yes, this is a kind of infrastructure management, and also we are responsible to ensure our stakeholders. So stakeholder management, I think I have missed to mention it here, but yes, that is also a kind of thing that we need to do, that to ensure our stakeholders that whatever our development or QA team are doing and the release team are doing, so everything is working as per the plans. So overarching with the team processes. So when I say processes, so there are multiple things here. So there are cloud operations, the DevOps team is there, the big data team is there, development team is there. So primarily where I work, it is a kind of energy creation domain. So where the primary application is on SAP platforms. So you get to interact with a lot of other so basically what here it gave me a good thing, that I got to interact with most of the teams, be it development and for over express. Here we have a dedicated non-production area also, where we were closely working with the developers, testing team, DevOps, and cloud operations as a whole. So we do have production area also, and the non-production area. So to ensure all these things are smoothly completed, and even we will interact with the environment delivery managers. So Rajesh here before, he was telling setting up of environments. So that is also something we take up the responsibility to ensure, yes, the environment is up to date, and yes, you can do your testing. And all the builds, all the development, everything, it is up to date and entered here. So just I have given here a roadmap how this IT operations it works here. So this is one of the image I got from, it is from Google only.
Cool. No worries, it's good.
So it's not something I have prepared, just to give a highlight, but how things work here. So IT service strategy design, how we work every day. Like, so the first thing every day when we log in, we see, so the service now configuration, CMDB tools, everything we have. So those area where we will see what are the existing things, are there, if there are any existing issues or not. So how will that come? So and how we will resolve it. So that is something we discuss on the strategy design and services part. And then transition mostly when I joined this project where I was working right now. So this was using an on-premise cloud. So on-premise to cloud migration, how things was and what all the challenges we faced. A lot of things we were discussing in this area only. And then the service operations, how we are ensuring that the things are in place, the SLAs, KPIs. Every team has a dedicated SLA and KPIs, but how to we adhere it, how we may confront it to the stakeholders. That is something we were doing here. And then improvement, what all automation things we could have brought in, and monitoring things, be it so Nagios, Jenkins, and Grafana. These were the one of very few things which we used to do for monitoring the environments or whenever issues comes up. So even before going to the project managers or anyone, the QA. So for just an example, this QA team, every time a project is set up, the project management, the QA, environment delivery team, they all will set up, and they'll connect with us also. They'll get to know, so we can share, we used to share them, okay, these are the daily insights that we are doing. We used to do daily application health checks also, in order to adhere that, okay, whenever QA team is going to start off the day, they should not face any problems. So those are one of the things. And while doing so, what I felt here, so this is one of the images I found. It is a very good thing. And currently whatever I'm doing, so I have been given a specific task in my team to do now. So where I was asked to see what all bridges and gaps you feel there are there. So obviously this development versus operations, this is a never ending thing, like whichever you want to perceive, it is completely your choice. whether you want to go to this area or the operations area or this gap area. This is where I felt more interesting, where DevOps have actually filled in, and it is doing what to say. I don't have any words right now.
That's why this is the point you want to come into the DevOps, right?
Exactly, because
see, the guys in the starting, you feel that why this guy is bringing development people also into the same course, QA people also bringing into the same course, or IT operation into the same course. But see, if you know the reality, yes, DevOps engineer, everyone can come into the DevOps. This is the reality.
Exactly.
Now you are feeling, or some students have the gut feeling that yes, this guy is telling very correctly. That's why you came to me, right?
Exactly.
In the starting only, if I've shown some image, okay, see, let me take a screen for just couple of
yes, Vikas.
See, this is the image I was showing. Okay, first I was explaining you about the software development cycle, then I'm explaining about this team, and then I'm giving this answer, right? Who can become a DevOps engineer? And this is 100% correct. Yes, anyone can become a DevOps engineer, because you also will able to correlate yourself that yes, I belong to this team, but yeah, I'm also doing something related to the DevOps. Agree with my point? Now you are agree, or you guys are feeling that yes, we are able to fulfill this gap?
Exactly, Vikas.
Cool, nice, good. Chef, yeah, you can take the screen. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's mostly it is getting finished now. 1 second. So yeah, so that was mostly it. So only recently the new things that came in was AWS, Azure, and GCP. All the three things where like we have a kind of multi-cloud hybrid system here, which was made after we moved on from on-premise. So there, what has happened is, so now different type of clouds are there, and not all applications support every, like some of the applications we have given Azure, we have given there. Some of the things we have given AWS. AWS resides mostly, but now after implementing GCP, we are seeing very good results in applications performance. So CPU utilization, be it, or slowness, or whenever this API with the new API strategies that we that our developers have made from this organization for the client. So they were asked like, okay, fine, whichever, and after that they have left it to us now to whether whichever cloud we want to proceed with, whether we want to continue with the hybrid system or implement all on the public area. So it was completely our call then. And that's where operation, like IT operations, including with DevOps, it was a very good thing. And there is a plus after improvement area where the machine learning part is also being implemented, and that is combined with ML ops. So that's where I have asked Vikas long time back exactly what they do. So that was the reason when we were introduced with this thing. So I went to search again Google thing, but even on Google they will give you a lot of things. But how?
I will give the exact answer. Okay, no worries.
Exactly. How
now
much
I get the reason, right, why you are asking that question. I will give that answer.
Exactly,
okay?
Exactly.
Cool,
Yes, Vikas. So that was most probably all from my end.
Cool.
So only a small bit, nothing.
No, Chef, your information was very accurate. Okay, guys, see,
Yeah.
we know the reality. Okay, in the reality, yeah, development team is doing their work. Operation team has their own responsibility, and they have their own work, right? No one is interested to do the middle work without any reason, right? So yes, DevOps people has to do it because this is our primary role. Cool, nice, Chef. Your presentation was very nice. Good. Okay, Gaurav, you are here. Gaurav or Varsha?
Yeah, Vikas. Varsha is not there actually.
Okay, yeah, cool. I will remove the Varsha's name. No worries. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Handing over to you. Okay, backup, storage, S3, whatever you want. Okay, whatever is your current role, how you are correlating yourself. Okay, or what is your primary role, what you are doing it, your experience or your team is helpful as a DevOps engineer, or how you are moving, how you are thinking that you are moving into the DevOps and you are going into the right direction. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, very good evening to all of you. My name is Gaurav Mukhe, and first of all, I would like to introduce myself. So right now, I'm currently working in a CGI and having an experience of the 1.10 year, and as a backup administrator. So right now, I'm working on two projects in the CGI. One is TokTok and other one is the Lufthansa Airplus Group. One is the UK based and other is the
Gaurav, no office information, okay? Not required. Okay,
that I know.
Okay, we are interested for this part. What is storage? What is backup? What is that?
Yeah,
we are not interested in your current company role.
Okay. Let me come to the backup.
Yeah, because see, company name opening the company name is not good. Okay, it's okay. You can share it. Okay, but project name don't. Okay, it's not good.
I'm not sharing any technical details.
No, it's okay, but it is also not good. Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Right. So currently I'm working as a backup administrator and parallelly I'm working on the migration also. So in the backup, the process, whatever we are following, just like we are taking the backups of the servers which are registered on the particular tool. So tools here we are using one IBM tool. So in that particular various number of nodes are registered in which we have to take care of the backup. So what happening on the day-to-day activities, my basic task is to troubleshoot the errors. So whenever any backup failed of the particular server, we need to fix the them. So it is basically of two types, like missed and the failed backups. So whenever any servers got missed, we need to log into a particular server. We need to check that whatever the services which are required for taking the backup is still running or not. If it is in a stop state, then it will definitely got missed. So we need to restart the services, and then we need to take care. Like we will have to wait for that next schedule. When will be the next backup take? So most probably on the next day it will be up. So these are the things which are related to the backup. And what about that process part? So something like just if one of the server got failed, and automatically ticket is generated and will come to us on the mail, like these servers got missed. So we have to take care of this. So ticketing tool we are using is a BMC remedy. So in that we need to log into particular ticketing tool, and we need to assign to our name. Like I am working on this ticket. So after fixing that error, we need to close the ticket. So this is the basic procedure of what a backup administrator do. Apart from this, if someone has deleted some file on the particular server, and then they requested from the mail, like please, hi backup team, will you please able to restore this file or not? So we will work on it. So restoration and the backup are both the important things as a backup administrator role. Now, if I'm talking about the migration, right now I'm also working in a migration also, P2V migration, like that is the physical to virtual. So we have around 160 physical servers. We need to migrate on that particular virtual. So there is a tool, just like we saw in the PPT, a virtual box like and VMware workstation. These are the hypervisor. So similarly, in the company also we have a vSphere. That is a tool which is responsible from there we can migrate the server, or we can do the migration from the physical to virtual. So what is happening in that physical to virtual migration? Inside that vSphere tool, that is actually a hypervisor which is doing the migration. So there is a clone server from which we have to make the clone of the particular servers. So what we do, just like it's a very simple process, like just like we creating a virtual machine in the Oracle VirtualBox or VMware workstation. So there is an option called like clone. So if we clone the virtual machine, whatever the existing configuration of the particular server will be copied to that your next server. So after cloning the servers, during the cloning of the server, we need to specify like hard disk configuration, how much hard disk size we required, and how much cores you required, how much cores per socket we required. So these are all the things we need to configure, just like we did in the AWS also while creating the virtual machine. It's a very simple process. But thing is, only the environment is different in the vSphere. So process is same, but the environment is different. So after creating the virtual machine, after creating the new server, or we can say that we build the server, we need to set the host name. Like we need to set the technical specification of the particular server. We need to first configure that host name, like whatever we need to give the host name, that server name, XYZ also. Then we need to configure the IP. So these all are also related to the Unix activities. If you are a Linux admin, you are able to do. Otherwise, you need to learn. So After configuring the IP address, then other things will be there. Some patching activities will have to be there, and then after creating the server build, we need to fix like the file system. So whatever the output we got by the df-st command in the old server, which is a physical one, so it should be the same in the new one server. So we need to compare in the both the server the output of the df-st command. So if there is any LVM, any volume group is not there in the new server, we need to create by the lv create command, and we need to create from before creation of the lv, we need to create the volume group. Before creation of the volume group, we need to create the physical volume, and before creating the physical volume, we need to create the partition in the disk. So these and all the things we need to do as a Linux admin. So after doing this file system, then we need to fix into the particular FS tab entry. So whatever the changes you have made in that particular file system, we need to fix permanently, that is persistently. So we can do by changing, we can do by changing by making changes in the particular /etc FS file. Then IP is configured. If your hostname is configured, if your file system is configured, then you need to reboot the system. That is the last option. After rebooting the system, the one thing is the patching activity. So for that, you have to connect the server to the particular Red Hat satellite. So Red Hat satellite, actually, Red Hat satellite is a portal where all your repositories were present. So from that,
Gaurav, 1 second. Is that possible? You can demonstrate something?
Actually,
because see, I am very excited to say that to see that. Okay, others also, because they are listening you. But the thing is, like, if they will see that, it will be great. No worries.
Yeah, actually, because it will be possible if I log into particular my office laptop. But the thing is, I can share my that.
No, you don't have to log into the office laptop. But at least little bit Linux command or something, if you will share it.
Yeah. Actually, I made a presentation of that 5 Unix command that you haven't teach.
Okay.
So yeah, I will show you. But I'm explaining the process what I'm doing in the currently in my organization.
Okay, cool. Because it will go very long. Okay, don't be into that. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Go ahead.
Then after the reboot, and we need to connect the particular server to the Red Hat satellite from where we patch the server. Patching is just nothing, just updating of the kernel version of the particular Linux server. So patching and updating is both the same things, but there is a little difference. But I don't know exactly what is the. So after patching, then we need to. And we need to configure the backup on the particular server. So we should have to contact to the backup team. They will configure the backup, and then if logs are possible, we need to contact to the log team. And for DNS entry, we need to contact to the Windows team. So after all these things happen, we need to hand over this server to the application owner, who will install all the application and give the load to the server. And now then your server will be ready. So this is the process. This is a process which is necessary to implement a particular migration. And as a backup administrator, I'm doing these tasks, so I know these things. So I'm sharing this experience to all you people. Now, can I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead. You have to take it very long back.
Sorry for that.
And guys, see, every profile is not easy. Okay, they have their lot of things. Yes or no?
Is my screen is visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Actually, I haven't prepared the PPT, but meanwhile, when I got the free time after migration activity, I prepared a Word file. So I just went into the GCP account and create and do the steps and paste the screenshot.
Cool, nice. Means you are taking some extra commands, right?
Yeah. So the first command is lspcu. So lscpu is the command which gives you the information of the CPU, whatever percentage of virtual machine. So this is the information in the screenshot of the lscpu. So here we can see that CPU name and the model, like architecture also 64-bit or 34-bit is there. Ports per socket and CPU family. All the information will be shown in this lscpu command. So I just checked into the particular GCP virtual machine and paste the screenshot of this lscpu command we can use.
Nice.
Then after one command is for monitoring. Actually, one team is there like monitoring team. So monitoring team, what they will do, they will monitor that how much CPU is utilizing, how much memory is utilizing, how much free space is available. So there are lots of command which that monitoring people will do. So first one is VM stats, and second one is IO stat, and third one is sys stat. Sysstat and IOStat is not installed in that GCP virtual machine, so only VM state is able to see. So what it show the virtual memory statics. So just like free space and the swap spaces, how much of swap space and free space is available, we can see by the VM state. If you go into that main VM state page, so where you can find all the details of the VM state. So there are all there. Some other command also VM state -a, which will show your active memory. So here I'm showing only the VM state, so it will show the virtual memory statics of the particular virtual machine. Then the simple command is uptime that you haven't teach.
I teach multiple times.
Actually, I haven't attended that class.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God! And without attending, you are telling that. So
yeah, actually, I joined after the test 3.
Correct. No problem. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. So what uptime will show? It will show the when your system was the last rebooted. So I rebooted the system and then give the uptime. So it will show like 10:30 at the. This is the time. 30 minutes before it was rebooted. So why we use this command? Actually, what happened after the patching? So we need to reboot the server, and then we need to check like what by the uname -a command if the server is patched or not. So then we will check like uptime. So like how like at what time it was rebooted. So uptime we usually do after mostly after the patching. The next is the general CTL. General CTL is in RHEL 7. It is used to see the system log commands actually. So whatever is happening on your system, it will be the system logs will be stored in this general CTL command. So we can see that general CTL, this is the general logs. So I was rebooted the system. So it was showing like initializing the C group, subset, CPU set, and all this technical detail while rebooting the server. So it was, it will be shown inside that general CTL command. So whatever, if you set up a cron job and all this thing, you will find in this particular general CTL command. And the last, this one is YUM repo list. YUM repo list is actually the command which will show the how many repositories are available in this particular server. From where you can, if you want to download some Python, so you will give the command yum install Python. So from where it will download. So the repository is the responsible for downloading that particular server. So if we give the command yum repo list, it will show that like these are the repository, and these many packages are available. You can download by yum install command from the repository. So the yum repository will show you like how many repositories are available in the particular system. And the last one is the time date CTL to show that timing of the particular virtual machine. And then these commands are related to that creation of that disk. If you have a separate disk, you need to create a partition. So fdisk -disk name, by this command, we can create the partition on the particular hard disk. So after creating the hard disk, we will create PV. So this is the command PV create and the hard disk name. To show like how which PV is created, we can check with the PVS or PV display command. PV display will give you output in the tabular form, and PVS display in a very short form. So after creation of the physical volume, we need to create a volume group. So volume group, the command is very simple: VZ create, VZ name, and the PV name. VZ create is used to create the volume group. Now you need to give that particular volume name and new volume name, and on which physical volume you need to create a particular VZ. So you need to give that PV name. So for showing that how many VGs volume groups are present, so we can check with that VGS or VG display, the same as PV and PV display. It will show both in particular tabular or simple form. Then we will create the LVM. LVM is the logical volume manager. So LV create -n, LV name -l, plus 5G and VZ name. LV grade is the command to create the logical volume manager. -N is stand for the new LV name. So whatever the name we want to give, we can here give LV1, LV2, anything else. And -L stand for the size. Here we can use the two things, hyphen small l and hyphen capital L. Capital L represent that size you are mentioning in GB, MB, and KB. If you giving that small l, it will represent extent. So extent is a different concept. I can tell you very deeply. I can't tell you in very deeply.
No.
So this much is the for my presentation.
Cool, Gaurav. It was really nice. Gaurav, what you can do it, write all this I will write it all this 5 command and I will add into the sheet also. Okay. So that everyone
no
will
problem.
get this place. Okay. Cool. Nice. Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks for sharing this information.
Okay. Thank you.
It was really nice. It will be very helpful. Okay. And you are very confident. Your experience is very less, but I can say that you can reach to 10 lakh also. Okay. Soon.
I hope so.
Okay. Make this confidence. Okay. Knowledge is also there. Confidence also there. This is only we need. Okay. And very less experience, so very good. Okay. Cool. Nice. Good. Okay. Chalo. Yeah, I'm taking the screen back. Okay. Who is the next person? Gaurav. It's okay. Done. Subhanshu. Again, the things came to you. Subhanshu, you are here, right?
Yeah, Vikas.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. You want a screen?
yeah.
Cool. I'm giving the screen to you. Right.
Let me know once it is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible. Right.
So first I'll start from the beginning. So related to ITIL. So
Right.
ITIL
Guys,
basically.
one second. Guys, listen this. Okay, this will be very helpful for you. If you don't have any experience, at least this theory will be very helpful. Okay. Cool.
So,
Subhanshu, go ahead.
I have added only those points which is going to be asked in your interview. Apart from that, I don't think so anything else will be asked until you are too much certified or
No, we don't want to we don't want to certified or we don't want to very go deep. Okay, we want to understand and it will be helpful for the interview. Cool, good.
Okay. So basically, the first they will ask what is ITIL. So you have to just tell them like what is the full form of that. That is Information Technology and Infrastructure Library. And then like what ITIL used to do. That it is a set of best practices delivering our IT services. Those IT services may be a selection, planning, delivery, and IT support of services with maximum efficiency and maintain the predictable levels of service. So, like if I'm going to any restaurant or anything, how they are providing a services, similar way, ITIL is also a practice which IT services used to follow to deliver their services to their customers. In a very low language, I'm explaining here. So there is a few concepts are there. So what are the I have written the 5 core components related to a ITIL. Those are also called as a principles. So delivering maximum value to the customers. So how much I can give a value to a customer, and how can I optimize my resource and capabilities. What are the service I can offer and which can those are very useful and reliable to my customers. Planning a processes with a specific goal in my mind. So everything we have to be first decide. You have to be very specific related to your goals. Then you have to start with planning and defining the rules very clearly for each task. These are the 5 core components of ITIL. Now I'm moving to a framework. So 5 broad stages are there for the framework. One is service strategy, service design, service transition, service operation, continual service improvement. So this is like 5 boards stages are there. So you don't have to go very deep on this. Only maybe sometime they can ask, and it's very hard they will ask. Only what they will ask, I will start here. So first they will ask incident management. What is incident management in ITIL? So simple answer, occurrence of any event is called as an incident. So it's like if you are going outside your house, if all of a sudden you have fallen, that will be always called as an incident. So similar way, if any server is running and all of a sudden it went down, so that is called as an incident in IT industries. So to manage all those incidents and return that service to be restored as soon as possible. So every company have a different priorities for each incidents, and also there are response and resolution. I have just written as what we are following in our organization. I have written in those values. So each priorities has been decided P1, P2, P3, P4, and also sometimes it's depend with the organization to organization. They may be called as a critical or medium, lower, and depend on their terminology, they will say priority over there. So every time if P1 is there, response time is 15 minutes, and we have to resolve the P1 4 hours. Within a 4 hours, we have to give them a resolution. Now comes to a P2, response time will be 2 hours. So means we can acknowledge it within a 2 hours. We can acknowledge the P2 incident, and resolution is 1 day. For P3, we have a response time 4 hours and resolution is 2 days. For P4, we have a response 1 day and resolution, we can do it within a 5 days. So this is the incident. They will ask what is incident. You have to just give this answer. Occurrence of any event is called as an incident, and be ready with your example. Definitely they will ask a real scenario. So you have to just give one real scenario. That's all. Now I'm moving to a next term, problem management. So if what will be a problem like in your real life? So for example, like today you have seen that in your house that electricity has been gone due to some fuse. You have go there and you have fixed it, but next day again that fuse is again gone. Then again third day you have seen again it gone. So there might be something is problem is there in your electricity, maybe wiring or anywhere, which is creating a problem in your system again and again. Similar way, problem is what? Occurrence of same incident is called as a problem. So the objective of problem management is all problems preventing the incident from happening and minimize the impact of incident that cannot be prevented. Proactive problem management analyze the incident records and use data collected by other IT service management process to identify trends or significant problems. So basically problem management is to identify why that incident is occurring again and again in the system, and how can we fix that problem, for how can we give a permanent fix for that problem. So that is the problem management is there. One more term is that called as a RCA. I forgot to mention is every problem management we have to provide the RCA. RCA basically called as a root cause analysis, and there in RCA there is 5 whys are there. Why. So every time 5 whys have a, every time is depend on each other, like why this problem is occur, why you are going to, like how you are going to fix it, and everything you have to define in 5 whys. Now I'm moving to a change management. So if any problem is there, you have to fix them. To fix that things, you have to perform a changes in the system. So then the change management used to come into a picture. So basically the change management task is to minimize the disruption of IT services. And change management is also a very big task, like you have to go through with so many very big processes there for the change management, and that they are not going to ask you until you are very much experience and all. So this is I have mentioned as a change management here with small definitions. Now I'm moving to a few other terminology called as a SLA. SLA is a service level agreement. So service level agreement defines the level of service expected by a customer from a supplier. Basically what I am going to what I am expecting from Google or maybe some other supplier, that will be an agreement between two IT industries basically. So they will decide between them. So usually SLA are between the companies and external suppliers, but they may also be between the two departments within a same company. So SLA is like a service level agreement. We are telling like, if you are using my software, that the availability of that software will be 99%, will be available for whole the year. That will be called as a service level agreement. And there is a one more term called as a OLA, that is called as a operational level agreement. So it is an agreement between the internal support group of any institution to support SLA. So basically, they're like, to making a software, it's not only a one team who's going to make a software. There is a multiple teams are there which are going to be involved to create that software and also make them to run into a system. So multiple internal teams is also there. So that is the agreement between them and to the other team which is designing that software. So basically, for example, I can say that there is a virtualization team is there who's going to procure the servers and all, who's maintaining the server. But there is one other team is there that is called as an application team, who's using that server to run their application. So there will be an agreement between the virtualization team and application team. That will be called as a OLA, operational level agreement. So now I'm moving to next, that is called as a MTTR, mean time to repair. So it's a matrix basically used to calculate what is the average time required to troubleshoot and repair the failed equipment. So basically, if any incident came into a IT service, how much time we have taken to repair that. So that is called as a mean time to repair. So this is basically the structure of ITIL. I have explained. Apart from that, they are not going to ask more about in ITIL. Anyone have any question on this?
So I guess service request is also coming under ITIL, no?
Yeah. Service request is also part of ITIL. So okay, if you open this graph, yes, somehow somewhere service request will be there.
Yes. No, actually, you explain incident change management, problem management. Yeah. That's why I asked.
Yeah, service request will also be a part of ITIL.
And for that also like SLA and
SLA,
like P1, P1, P2 and P3, that category is also for service request.
Yes, and even if you remember, like in the beginning of our presentation, there were ticketing tool was Jira. So Jira, all the ticket will be raised in Jira, and based on the priorities, we are taking it. Like if it's a P4, we will definitely give a less priority. If it's a P1, we will give a high priority.
Yeah. But if you use service request, service now, in the service now, if you select the service offering, based upon that, it will select the priority automatically. It will take the priority.
Yeah, maybe I'm not. I don't have experiences.
So, like based on the criticality, like user will update that priority. In our company, they used to do that.
Guys, see, change management team will be there. They will decide it, okay, according to the issue. Okay, or in the MTRR, developer will also come into the picture and they will inform that, yeah, we need that much time to fix this issue. Okay, it will happen like this.
Now I'm moving to a build and release engineer. So basically build and release, if you guys have attended my interview, I have gave the example of the air traffic controller, because that air traffic controller can use the 360-degree view to maintain the air traffic very smooth and very streamlined. Similar way, build and release engineer is also a person in the IT who can create and maintain an infrastructure, often called as a source control system, and also a build system full of tools and framework that will make the job of software building and deployment easier. So he is the one who can take care of all the infrastructure, source code management, build system, all the tools and framework which can make the software building very easy and also a deployment easier. So that part of system, maybe it can design a script and tools that use for software development. Maybe he can use a Python language, he can use a Java program, he can use a scripting to create a source code. Part of job is seamlessly integrate all the updates to that software that use the continuous delivery pipeline, which make the update to the user very fast. Am I correct, Vikas?
Yes, 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 absolutely, you are correct.
Yeah. So I have written the few responsibilities which I'm, taking care of right now in my organizations.
Correct. If we need a real information only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have most of the time we are using a Linux system. So throughout the build process, we are running on our Linux system. We are utilization Linux operating system very much. And we have also a Git where we are reviewing the code and everything. We are building an architecture of software and all. We are creating a plugins to will improve our automation. So we used Groovy script most of the time to run some automation in our uh, organizations. And also sometimes what we are doing, we are also doing some research to find out a solution related to automation issues, and we try to integrate those things into our systems. Any questions?
Guys, ask the question. Okay. These are very important topics for the DevOps engineer also. Cool. Nice. Nice. Shumanshu, go ahead. Continue. If
Yeah.
you have anything else.
So I think only this much part was there. I have also give us some Linux command day to day. So most of the time people used to check the process. So we used the PS command. They used to navigate here and there to change check the to change the directory. We use a CD command to display the file system. We use df-h to check the CPU utilization of running process. We always run a top command to check the memory utilization. We always run a free-m, free-g. If I use n here, it will give the value in megabyte. If I use a g, then it will give a gigabyte. If I want to check what are the list inside what are the files are there into any directory or anything, we will use the ls command. If I want to create a directory, we will use a mkdir command. If I want to create any file, we will use a touch command. And we used to check if I want to check how long our system has been running, we will use the uptime command. These are the basic commands. Basically, these are the day-to-day command most of every Linux person use in his current company.
Correct. Correct. I absolutely agree. And this all commands we have seen in our Linux class as well, right? Cool. Cool.
That's all for my end.
Cool, Shumanshu. It was really nice. Okay, guys. ITIL will be very helpful for you. Okay, just understand, and if you need a more information about the ITIL, we will pull again Subhanshu. Okay, and we will ask the question. Or if you have any question, you can ask with Subhanshu, me, or anyone if you want. All good? Cool, Subhanshu. Your information was very helpful for us. Okay, Ankur, you are here.
Yes, because I'm here.
Cool, cool. Ankur, do you want a screen? Can I give the screen to you?
Yes, but I have prepared only 2 or 3 slides because you told only 5 minutes you will give. So
okay, no worries. Yeah, if someone is taking more time, I cannot say that don't take. Okay, because they prepare it. Okay, yeah, go
no,
ahead.
I thought like only 5 minutes, so I just prepared only 2, 3 slides.
Okay, no worries. Okay, whatever it is, you can present it. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, means provide the information whatever you have. Go ahead.
Okay.
Cool. You can take the screen.
So is my screen is visible?
Not yet. You have to share it.
Okay, 1 second. Yes, now it's visible.
Yes, it's visible. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, I was working as a Windows Server administrator. So Windows Server administrator primary role is to work on the physical data center. Physical data center means like all the server we are deployed in our on premises. So everything is managed by the Windows Server Windows Server administrator only. So basically, we are having 3 major responsibility. First one is installing, managing, and upgrading the server. So installing in the sense like we are deploying the new server. Hello.
Yeah, correct. Go ahead.
Yeah. So installing means we are deploying the new server. For example, if you want to deploy the new server, like we having if you want to deploy a server for the DHCP, so we will, as like we have already discussed in the AWS, like we have to buy the, like we have to rent it in the AWS, we have to rent it. But in physical data center, if you want to deploy any of the server, we have to buy everything. We have to buy CPU, you have to buy monitor, you have to buy the hardware, whatever, how much capacity of the server you want to create. You have to buy all the physical asset, and then you have to assemble, and then you have to run the services, whatever the server you want to deploy. You have to run those services, like we having DHCP server, DNS server, Active Directory server, and then WSUS server. These are the services which is which using which we are managing our server along with our system in the sense laptop or desktop in our premises. Second thing is like we are once our server is set up, we have to manage in the sense we have to monitor those server, like whether the CPU is utilization, what is the CPU utilization of that server, what is the memory utilization of the server. For example, if we created the DHCP server, so in that case we have to monitor those things also, whether what are the scope we have created, whether that scope is full, or if any of the scope is inactive, so we have to delete those scope, and we have to renew those scope also. These are the things we have to do on the managing. And third step, we have to upgrade. So upgradation in the sense like once we have deploy our server and we are managing also, but after some time, for example, currently if you are working on the some older version of the server like Windows Server 2016, so if you want to upgrade to the newer version like 2019 or 2022 also it's came. So this one also we are doing on the upgradation. And apart from that, we are also through the server we are updating the machine also, machine in the sense laptop or desktop. Using that services, we having one services called WSUS. Using that services, we are updating the laptop or desktop within our premises. Basically we are upgrading these things to fix the security breaches, so that there will be no issue in the security. And basically from the Microsoft, they are releasing patches from every month, second of the Tuesday they are releasing the software upgraded version of the whatever the patches you have installed. For those version, they have releasing the new version in the every month of the second of the Tuesday. Hello.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Good.
And apart from that, we are also managing the users roles and responsibility, how we are doing in the AWS. The same way here also through the Windows Server, we are managing, we are creating the user account. We are implementing the group policy. Through the group policy, we can control the users, like what thing he can access, what are the, like, for example, if you want to disable like user cannot save anything on the desktop. So using the group policy, we can disable those things so that user cannot save anything on the desktop. If you want to disable run on the user machine, using the group policy, we can disable these things.
Correct. Yes, nice.
Apart from that, we are checking the server logs also, like sometime what happened, like basically we are some of the server we are deploying on the data center, and some of the server we are deploying on the VMware using EXXI, not like what we have discussed in the Docker VMware workstation we have discussed, but we are not using VMware workstation, we are using VMware EXXI, that is vCenter.
Okay, correct. Yeah.
So using that, like it is more efficient as compared to the workstation. Workstation basically we are using for the lab purpose, but in the organization we are using VMware EXXI. So using vCenter, we are managing the EXXI, and through that also we are monitoring the server, like which server is down, which server is up, and we are also pulling the log, and we can check those things. Basically, these are our primary job as a Windows administrator.
Cool. Updation
I have discussed.
Okay, cool. Like, yeah, correct. Updation also will be the important part. Okay, Ankur, it's really good. Okay, what I want to suggest you, whatever you are doing into the Windows, are you aware how to do all this activity into the Linux machine also, Linux server as well?
No.
Hey, why no?
We see,
I
yeah,
teach
some,
almost
yeah,
everything.
yeah, some of the thing, like I was much comfortable on the Windows, but
Yeah,
yes, I was, yes, I can do it. I can
correct.
manage it.
Yeah, you can manage it. You have to revise it, and whatever you are doing into the Windows,
Mm,
understand into the Linux also. Okay. So what
okay.
will happen? At least you will be an administrator. Okay. You will not bound it only to Windows. You will be Windows and Linux administration. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Because.
And in your current company, in your role also, directly add, don't say you are a Windows admin person, you are a Windows or Linux. You can say in my current company, in my current project, we are managing both the environments. Okay.
Okay.
Add
Okay.
from today onwards in your resume. Okay.
Okay. Because.
Nice, nice, good. Okay. And yeah, guys.
Um,
Yeah.
because like I'm having one more topic like APT and
Yeah, go
YM,
ahead, go
and
ahead, go ahead.
can
Correct,
I do
correct.
that one?
Yeah, go ahead, complete it. Okay. And
Okay.
guys, we will take one more presentation into the today's class. Okay. Then we will wind up for the today. And next weekend again, I think Thursday or Friday, we are getting holiday, right? So no?
For operations, we don't get
Friday,
break.
Okay,
Friday we
chalo.
have
Okay, we will discuss into our class or somewhere into the group. Okay, and we will plan it. But today, I want to say that we will take one or two more topic, and we will wind up for today. Okay, because otherwise, what will happen if it's go beyond 1.5 hours or 2 hours? The student will lose the interest, and I don't want. Okay, I want everyone to be very interested. Cool. Yeah, Ankur, you can complete, and we will take one more. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So one more topic I'm having this one, APT, YM and APT. What is the difference between those
Correct.
two
Yes.
commands?
Go ahead.
So before coming to those things, I just want to say like we in Linux we having different version, and because sorry I just copy from your PPT.
No worries. Okay, you have a rights. Okay, no worries. You can.
So we having basically in the Windows distribution basically uh, we have four basic Linux distribution. One is Red Hat, second one is Fedora, and third one is Debian, and fourth one is other. In other, it include Ubuntu and Linux. So these are the four.
You are sharing your screen or something, or it's got stuck somewhere.
Yeah, I am sharing. Is it not?
It's onto upgrading only, or you have
Okay.
to change the screen or something like that. PPT, something like that.
1 second, I'll just cancel it and again.
Reshare it, please, because I can see only upgrading on screen.
Okay.
Yeah, reshare it, please.
Is it visible now?
Correct. Yeah, it's visible. Right.
Okay.
Good.
So basically in the Linux we having four major distribution. First one is Red Hat, second one is Fedora, and third one is Debian, and fourth it is other, which include Ubuntu and Linux. So among this, Ubuntu is most popular. If you see this graph, so according to this graph, we having the maximum popular version is Ubuntu, and then after Fedora, and then after this one CentOS and other. So we will discuss these things like these two command, YUM and APT. So YUM is basically used by the Red Hat family, and that is the CentOS, and second one is APT, which is basically used by the Ubuntu and Debian families. So I'll just give you the lab for this one. So I have created two machines. One is CentOS and another one is Ubuntu. So first I'll start this Ubuntu machine. I'll do the lab here.
Very good. Okay, this is what I am expecting with my student. Okay, do something one step ahead. You will learn a lot. Cool. There is a pop-up blocker.
No, it is not showing. Now it's came.
Correct.
Because like I feel AWS is more fast as compared to the GCP.
It's completely depends. Okay, yeah, maybe possible. Okay,
Because if I open both, AWS will load more fast as compared to the GCP.
But AWS took more time to create a machine.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so it's a vice versa, it's same only.
Yes.
Cool,
So
cool.
now our Ubuntu machine is up. So before starting, I will just type this command sudo io -i so that I will become the root user. So I have typed the command sudo -u. So now it changed to from yesterday. Before it was showing as a Gupta Ankur as a my login. Now it's come as a root user. Here it will showing as a root. So now we become the root user. So before that, I'll just clear my screen. So here we will just first we will update our machine. So for that one, as per this PPT, since this is our Ubuntu machine, so we will use APT command. So we type APT APT update. Yeah, now our machine is updated. So if you want to install any of the package, like for example, I just take the example of the Git. So I'll just type Git apt install Git. Now our Git is installed. We'll just check the version. See, it is showing as a Git version. So for example, if I use the other command, for example, here I am using the apt. If I use yum install, it will show the error. Yum install Git. See, it was showing as a yum could not find the command. Hello?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
Yum is
if you
not
see this,
available here.
yeah,
We cannot run any of the yum command.
it's showing it yum is not found. We cannot install. The same thing. If you run the same command in this CentOS machine, it will run. So I will start this machine, CentOS machine. So like if you are like if we are working on the Linux, we must have to know which flavor we are working, whether it is CentOS, Ubuntu, Debian, so that we will not face this type of issue.
Actually, guys, this is not issue. Okay, see, it is a feature. Okay, different company, different approach. Simple. Okay, and
yes.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Connected. Yes.
Yeah. So now my machine is connected. So I have just typed the sudo -i. So now I become the root user. So I type now first I update the machine yum update. So I type the yum update. Now it is asking for yes, then I type yes. So now my machine is updating. Yeah, it's updated. Yum update. So if you want to install any of the application, just type the same yum install git. We have to confirm yes. Now git is installed. We have to check the version, git -version. It is showing the version. So if you want to uninstall, so you have to type yum remove git. It will remove the git. Again, it is asking for confirmation. Just type yes. Now git is removed. Here it was showing dependency removed. If you check the version, it will show, it will not show git -version. See, it was showing as a no such file or directory found.
Nice.
Any doubt anyone having?
Guys, ask the question. Ankur is for as a SME, okay, subject matter as expert, okay, for this topic, and he is a Windows or Linux administrator already. Okay, he was a Windows administrator. We make it Linux administrator also, right?
Yes, Vikas.
Cool, cool. Yeah, guys, ask the question, please. No question. Very good, Ankur. You have explained very nice. Okay, no question means all good.
Okay.
Chalo.
Thank you, Vikas.
Good. Abrar, you are here. Let me share my screen. Abrar, you are here. No, Abrar is not here. No problem. Sumanshu, you want to take this? And this will be the last topic for the
I already have given where location I am not getting, like what I have.
Okay, let me give. Okay, guys, /var location. What will happen into the Linux? Ankur, you can open your machine, okay, and run /var. Okay, what will happen, guys? In this place, all the logs will be visible. All the logs means any of the application, if any of the application we are installing or any of the operating system is writing a logs, all these details will be available here. Okay, this is I want to ask that related to the var location.
I was thinking something else over here. I never thought about the file system thing. Something I thought maybe I missed something, maybe the class
Okay.
or something.
Okay, cool. No worries. Yeah, day-to-day commands you have taken care and some troubleshooting step. Okay. See the troubleshooting step, what exactly it is. If you face any of the problem in any of the environment unable to access, let's assume if the CPU or memory will be full into the Linux machine, you will not able to log in it. Okay. So what is the direct solution? You can restart it first. You have to wait for some couple of minutes, understand why this is consuming more. Either you can go to the AWS console, there is a monitoring option. You can find out that why the CPU or memory or disk is full. Okay, most of the time we face into the real time simulation or disk is full, and because of that any of the read write operation is not happening. So what I'm expecting here in the troubleshooting step, if disk is full, we have only one solution: log in and clean up. The problem is if the disk is completely 100% full, you may not able to log in also. Okay, so what is the solution? Can anyone give the answer here?
Reboot the machine.
Can you reboot the machine? Okay, if you will reboot it, something, okay, not related to the data, but something, any running logs or which is creating a problem, it may get removed. Okay, and you may able to log in it. As soon as you will log in, df-h run the command and clean up the things, go into the particular location, and with the help of remove, if it's removable, you have to remove it. That's only solution. Or otherwise, without restarting, you can increase the size and then you can log in into the machine related to this specific issue.
Yeah, I will prepare a PPT for this, but one more is assigned to me that is related to a load balancer. Maybe I can give it theoretical part, maybe practical, maybe we will explain in the next slide.
Correct. Okay, no worries. Okay. Yeah, and guys, let me tell you about some more troubleshooting step where exactly it is. Yeah, here. Okay, some more troubleshooting step. What I was expecting here in this CPU memory, if any of the CPU memory is full, you are not able to log in it. Okay, so what is the solution? You have to reboot the machine. The CPU load will come down, and then you can go inside a machine, and then you can find out the answer, or you can, if the machine restarted and it will be into the proper step, it will be fine. Okay, or basically what will happen into the real time. Let's see my machine. Okay, do you see my machine is always on a very high and full time? No, right? Yes or no? My CPU consumption or everything is always full while I'm taking the training. Okay, when I'm sharing my screen, when the Zoom record machine, Zoom is happening, okay, Zoom thing is happening, and it is doing the recording. That time my machine is always full. As soon as this process will get complete, my recording will be done. My system will be into the lowest side. Agree with my point? Yes or no? So what's happened into the real time? Obviously, if anything is running into the machine, any program, any application is running, because of that it is consuming. When that activity get complete, it will be automatically down. So primarily, if it's not creating a problem, we have to wait. Okay, we have to wait for some couple of minutes. That answer developers knows why this process, or in this why in this, who can give the answer why the Zoom is running? Because we are doing the communication. That's why Zoom is running, right? Google Chrome, why the Google Chrome is consuming high? Because I have opened lots of tabs, right? Because of that, Google Chrome is consuming more. Okay, and in the Zoom, some multiple things are happening. That's why it's consuming. In the real time, also something is consuming, and that answer we DevOps engineer knows. If this application is consuming, I have a solution. I can kill it, and it will be done, right? But we cannot do because it is required. Yes or no? So always think it like from a very zero level. Understand our machine. Okay, if you will understand your machine, you will able to understand the server as well. Agree?
Yeah.
Cool, cool, nice. Or anyone want to add any of the troubleshooting steps? I will be very happy if you will add any of the point.
So, like if you are running any Java application or any application, so
Correct.
if any issues with the application, so what we have to do as a troubleshooting part, we have to do a tailing of those logs. We have already, Vikas have teased some other commands also related to a log analysis.
Correct.
So we can refer those also, but best is the tail command used in IT industries. Tail hyphen whatever the number of lines you want, you give it an F, and then that logs me. So most of the time logs will be saved in the var location only. It will be log folder will be created with that, and you have to analyze it. So every application have a different structure. So that you have to understand. Basically, once you will be in a system, definitely you will understand that structure.
Correct. Guys, what I want you, create a machine. Okay, go into the var location. You will see lot of varieties of logs. If any of the application is there, it will be there. And guys, what I feel in the real time, I feel some Java application create a problem because of the garbage collection. Okay, because of the swap space, or because of the developer problem, the application is moving into the infinity loop, or some garbage collection is happening more, and it create a CPU and memory high. Okay, so some reasons, or otherwise your machine is very small and you are running a big application. So this is always a problematic. And what you have to do it, we have to understand what will be the size of the application, what is the size of the application. Accordingly, we have to create a machine. Then it will be rare chances it will create a problem. Yes or no? Agree with my point?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, it will be like this into this. Cool. Chalo. Okay, guys. It was a very nice session. Okay. I enjoyed it. I feel you also enjoyed it. Others, you get a knowledge from others. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. That's why we are making a group. Okay. Because one person is delivering, it's good. 30 days I deliver it. At least 2 days is your day. You have to deliver it. Okay. And we will again do next, what we can say.
Because can I finish this load balancer thing?
Why?
Because I have prepared it. Sorry.
Next week also.
5 are there.
That one load balancer thing, I think I didn't notice that it assigned to Suvanshu. Now I am checking. I have created load balancer and I kept those server as stopped mode.
Same in EC2 also. I have also kept it in a standby only.
Okay, guys, this is the interest. Okay, if you will take an interest, at least you are doing the practicals, right?
And
see, give the.
I have did lot of experiment related to a load balancer, so I thought, okay, I will show them as a practical. But it's already...
Okay. You invested a time. I respect your time, and I'm giving opportunity.
No.
No.
It's okay. I have to again do a lot of configuration. Better to I will do it in next week only.
No problem. Okay. No problem. Anything is fine for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because I also prepared PPT. It's only a 5 slides.
Okay. You want to come, Manisha? You want to say?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. Chalo. Yeah, we will take it. Go ahead, please. I'm stopping the screen. Go ahead, please.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, cool. Ankur Gupta was very nice. Okay. Akbar also, he missed it. Let me make it absent. Yeah, go ahead. You can share your screen. Okay. Yes, we are able to see Monisha. Guys, see how many commands she written. Good, good, Manisha, good.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
because
definitely.
we are continuing or we'll stop today.
See, let's take Monisha last, okay, and we will connect it in the next weekend again, okay? Because
Okay,
see, what
because
I feel,
as per the serial wise you was coming, so
yeah,
I
I
was
agree. Okay,
waiting.
yeah, see,
Yeah.
I agree, I respect, okay. But see, what will happen if we will take it very long? The interest will be down for some students. Yes or no? And I want
Yeah.
to digest everyone, okay, because my intention is not to complete. If we are delay 1 week, it's not a problem, but at least digestion should be correct. Maya, you are agree, right?
Yeah. Vikas.
Cool, cool. So yeah, we will take it next week. Yeah, go ahead, Monisha.
Yeah. Hi everyone. So as per the three topics I have been assigned, first topic
Monisha,
is
switch on your
first
camera
of
also if possible. Okay, it will be great. Cool. Yes. It's a black screen at this point. Chalo, it's okay. You can continue. No problem.
Okay, Linux 20 commands for day-to-day life. As we are already aware of how to create directory and files. So for now, we can see I don't have any files. So right now I'm creating 2 directories and 2 empty file I have created. So next command is usually we used to check ls is the command to check all the files and directories, and we can use ls-lt to list all files or directories in long format sorted with time, and we also can check ls-lrt in reverse order. And another one is we all second I will close this one. Okay, change command. So once we go to directory 1, so we are already aware of change directory, and cd we used to go to home directory, and if we go inside directory 1 and one step back, means these are comments we already aware of that one. So to write, for now I have created T1 and T2 has blank file. So I want to write something in that one. So I am in editor mode. So I will write something like learning AWS Linux commands. This is Monisha something. So I have written something and I'm saving. So if we check, so these 3 lines I have written down. I want to copy T1 file to T2. So I have written only in T1 file. So I have copied to T2. So the same comments has been copied to T2. Next, I'm moving T1 to T2 means T1 file will be removed. If you check, T1 will not be there, only T2 file will be there. So next coming to remove command, rm T2 is the command to remove. So similarly, rm dir one is command used to remove directory. So next, host name is the command to check the details of the machine. So host name, if we give -i, we will get public address. To get the host name -i means we are getting 172, that is private address. So if you want to get public address, we can give call if config .me. So this is the private address. We can cross check. Next thing is
Public IP.
yes,
Correct.
and cat. So I have already deleted that one, right? It's okay. VIM1. I have created the file. I will return something better. I will. 1 second. So what I'm doing, I have created one file and I have added the details. So M1 file. So cat M1, which will show the contents of the file. If I want to reverse this content, tag M1 is the command to reverse the content of the file. You can see in object-oriented programming is the first line, but once contents have been reversed. One more command is echo command. So what I'm creating one more file like M2. Sorry, 1 second. So I will copy to another file, M2 file, cat M2. So echo command, as we already aware of that, BJSHUB if I give and redirect to M2. Before this, M2 file has this contents. Now I'm redirecting to M2. So now if I see cat M2, we will get only BGS file. So the whatever contents was there before, it has removed and it new content has been added. If we give append command, that is echo BJSHUB redirect M2 itself, if we give, and then we will give cat2, you can see whatever the first BGS is there, and again it has appended to whatever the string we have given. Like if we give, see, first in M1 file, these are the contents we have. If I give echo like Monisha M1, now cat M1, if we give, see, whatever the contents were there, it is remained as it is, and it has appended the new content.
Nice, Manisha. Good.
And more is, we are already, some of my batchmates already explained, like df-h, which will give the file size, disk size, sorry, and free -h will give system memory. And we have created so many files, like 2 files has there as of now. If I want to check the size of that file, df-h file name, it will show the size of that file. If I want to check the size of entire files or directories, this is the command df-h star. And one more thing. Okay. In M1 file, these are the contents are there. So head is a command. If I give head, like I want to print only 2 lines from that file, head-2 1. So you can see it has this much contents in M1 file. I want to print only 2 lines. So I have given head-2, it has print 2 lines only. So tile, if you want, for example, if a very big file is there, if you give only head, head file name, it will print only starting 10 lines. And if you want to print last 2 lines of the command, like I will clear this for now. This is the contents of M1 file. Tile, if I want to print the only last 2 lines of this file, tile -2 F1, then I can print only last 2 lines. Okay. Next command. Okay, who am I? Already everyone is aware that to check the active user who are logged in, and sudo user. Okay, so I'm in not in root user, or else I can sudo user add. I can give user 1. User command not found. Sudo hyphen I will go to user.
Yeah, give directly sudo user 1. Okay, it will work.
Sudo
User.
User add.
Okay.
User 1. So I have added 1 user. I want to set password for that user 1. Then I will give like password user 1. Then I can set the password. I will give something. So now I have set the password for user 1. Now I want to delete this user 1. So command is user something delete. Sorry, user delete user 1. So okay, I made him. Okay, 1 second. So once again, I'm adding 1 user. User add user 2, for example. How to check the user is there in the server? The command is etc/password. You can see user 2. So this is how we can check. And I have added user 2. Now I want to delete that user 2. So what I will do? User delete.
Wait,
Yes.
Manisha. Can you switch it to user also? You can tell it to teach to the, if you know.
Sorry?
How to switch that user which you have created.
Okay, means user 2 I have created, right?
You have to switch it to that user.
I want to switch it to that user.
Manisha, run su command and give the username.
Yeah, give the su. Type su.
No. Su only. Su means super user or change user.
Super user.
Yes. Switch user.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Space and user 2.
Actually, I deleted the user 1, right? That's why.
No, yeah. No, check who am
I. Is this user available?
No, actually, I deleted. That's why.
User 2 you
before
deleted.
User 1 I deleted.
User 2 also you have deleted, no?
No.
You
user 2 I'm not deleted. 1 second.
Just type su-i then username if it is available. If user is there.
No.
I will need to come out.
No. Manisha, close it and come out. Come in again. Okay.
So
we mesh up the things.
We mess up the things.
Second.
Guys, see how she's connecting with Putty. Okay, she's using his office approach. Manisha, correct?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Ccat /etc/password. This command, it will show that how many users are there. I have deleted previously user 1, only user 2 is there. So what you were telling, Supanshu, that I want to switch to
Because I think she have to set the password also for that.
Correct. She has to set the password or yeah, like that.
Okay. Password user 2. Okay.
Now switch it to root user. Sudo. Yeah. Now switch su space user 2.
No. Sudo.
Don't
Sudo
give sudo. Only su user 2.
Shubhanshu, don't confuse him. Okay, Manisha, whatever you are doing, do it. Okay, I will take this operation. I will do it. Again, okay, Manisha, I will take care. No worries. Okay, you can do.
Because one thing, again it got
correct.
That's why in between SU and user 2, one hyphen should be there.
No, I will take care. Okay, no worries. I will explain this into the classroom. Okay, no worries.
1 second, quickly I will connect. So we have, I just know that how to hide the user from this command.
No problem. It's okay.
Okay. So I'm moving to next commands. Okay. This one already, some people have already explained. Next at command, it will show that all the information of the ports in Linux servers. Next, uname to check the username of the machine, and ping command like to check the connectivity. For example, flipkart.com. We can check the connectivity. Control C. If I want to check the current user, I can see ping 0 to check the current user. One more thing.
Manisha, your voice is not coming. You are on mute now. Yeah, speak. No, we are not able to hear. You are using Bluetooth headphone or something like that? No, your voice is not coming. Guys, you are able to hear Manisha? No? Yes?
No, Vikas.
If Manisha, you are able to hear us, there is a mic. In the mic, you have to change the option. There is a mute button. Near to mute button, there is a microphone. Check your microphone, which one you are using it. Yeah, you are able to hear, but we are not able to hear you. In the mute button, there is a up arrow kind of thing. In that, the microphone or some multiple options are there. Microphone array, general mic, or whatever it is. Change it anything, or it may work. Cool. Yes. Manisha, unmute yourself and try now. Unmute. Yeah, now speak. No. Chalo, no worries, guys. Okay. No worries. It's okay. It's not working. Manisha, we will continue in the next class. Okay. In the next presentation. Guys, I think the technical things are not allowing us to continue beyond 2.5 hours or beyond 3 hours. Okay. So no worries. we will connect after next week. Okay, we'll connect next week. Is that fine?
Yeah, Vikas.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah.
Cool. Guys, can we take one photograph? If you guys are ready, or
Okay.
the strength is less. Chalo, it's okay, no problem. Next time we will take it. Okay. I missed to take in the starting. Okay. Next time we will meet. We will take one photograph also. Okay, with camera. Chalo. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Vikas. Bye.
And thanks for providing this. Okay, it will be very helpful. It will be helpful for those people who don't have any other knowledge. Okay, they are learning, so it will be helpful for them. Okay, cool, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm stopping this meeting. Okay.